get on here and clarify and clear a few things up. Number one, about the brothers coming home from prison being celebrated. I've always been a part of reform. I got brothers right now from my hometown that I'm trying to help come home. They've been in prison forever. I think you guys might have misunderstood what I was saying. I might have said it the wrong way, but what I was trying to say is we don't want to send kids mixed messages about coming home from prison, being celebrated, you know, feeling like you got to go to prison and do 30, 40 years to be celebrated. I think you guys misunderstood that, you know, misunderstood what I said. Wasn't saying that it was wrong to be celebrated, but we don't want to send a message to the kids saying prison is great, that you want to go home, go do 30 years and come home. You know, I don't think that's cool. So I'm sorry if anybody took it the wrong way and got offended. I love my brothers. I've been incarcerated myself. I understand what that is, but I might have said it the wrong way, but I mean well. And I love you, brothers. Free my brothers that's coming home. My man Derek, free all the guys that's coming home, man. And about the food stamp thing. The food stamp thing was misunderstood too. What I was saying is that we need to break the cycle of being on food stamps. There's 3 generations of people that have been on food stamps. Of grandmother, mother, and daughter, that's crazy. We gotta do better. We can't think that we need assistance. I know there's some people out there that need assistance. That's well, fine, and understood. But there's people out there taking advantage of the system that's not good. So just want to apologize if I offended anybody.
That's what they do for our youth. We have to start targeting and gearing, celebrating those journeys. Those are the wrong journeys to celebrate, young men. There's no reward for coming home after 30 years. You don't get no care package or failure. Get your out here and help these kids. Pay that back forward. You see what I'm saying? That's the reward. I got time, come straight home. If I don't do what they want me to do for them, I'm a sellout. I'm a sucker. Nigga,
right?
I done did the whole bit with them. I done been to Walmart 100 times, Jay paying and meeting guards, doing all kind of stuff supposed to be doing with you, nigga. But
as soon as you say no one time,
they done forgot about the other 99 times you said yes. You know?
That's the cold thing.
I got a buddy right.
You know I love y'all, man.
And since you're still here watching
slavery, nigga, I don't give how much money you got. I don't give a where you been. We're still on the plantation, brother. You know what I'm saying? And if I see it with $1 billion, guess what? I'm gonna be looking at him from the field like, you know, I want to come in there with you. I want to put an outfit on. I want
you want an outfit.
Right, that's what comes with the privilege that they give black people, that only black people can flex on other black people with, because that's all you can do, because you can't flex on the mother master, because he gave it to you. And go out there and flex on your people, because if you flex on me, you're in trouble. And what you got, that's my money. I spend that in taxes. So go be a king to your own people. But don't come over here and act like you're a king to us. And if I catch you biting and snapping back at me, I'm going to take that from you, embarrass you, and make your people talk about you and turn on you again.
Cut through the clutter.
All right, y'all, welcome back. Today we have a story that has taken over social media, hip-hop conversations, comedy circles, prison reform discussions, and everyday life talk all at the same time. So make sure you stay with me all the way until the end of this video, because everything connects. Every line Mike Epps said, every reaction online, and every layer behind this conversation reveals something deeper about the culture, the system, the community, and even the entertainment world we all watch every day. Trust me, you don't want to miss anything, so stay locked in all the way through. This whole thing started when Mike Epps made comments on camera during a conversation with Jim Jones on his Artist to Artist podcast. People online reacted fast, and the backlash was loud. Folks thought Mike Epps was saying that men coming home from prison shouldn't be celebrated. And from that moment, it went everywhere. The blogs posted half the clip, some people posted just the subtitles, and a lot of people didn't see the full message. And that is how the whole drama blew up. But before we jump into Mike Epps' response, let's talk about what he originally said, because context is important. Mike Epps was talking about how the youth are watching everything. He said young men see people come home after 30 years and get celebrated like they won a championship. He wasn't saying that men shouldn't be happy to see someone come home. He was saying the younger generation might see it the wrong way. They might think prison is something to chase, something to do so they can come home and be praised. He said there's no reward in getting out after 30 years, and he wasn't lying. You don't get a gift, you don't get a package, nobody gives you a prize. All you get is the chance to rebuild your life. And he said people should take that chance and give back to the kids. He explained how some folks expect everything from you once they get home. He said he has friends who think he's supposed to take care of them after they serve time, but these same people forget everything he already did for them in the past. He talked about being there for them 100 times, helping them, supporting them, sending money, showing up, and still being called a sellout just because he can't say yes one time. That part hit hard for a lot of people because it's true. Sometimes people forget your past support when they want something new from you. That's where the controversy started. Clips went around with people saying Mike Epps was downplaying men coming home after doing time. But Mike Epps saw the backlash and decided to speak directly. He hopped online and recorded a message to clear everything up. And in that message, he said something important. He said he has always supported prison reform. He said he has brothers in prison right now from his hometown who he is fighting for and trying to help come home. He said he didn't mean to make it seem like celebrating someone coming home was wrong. He said he was trying to protect the youth from mixed messages. He explained again that celebrating someone who comes home doesn't mean celebrating the crime. It doesn't mean glorifying prison. It just means being happy that a person survives something many do not survive. It means being happy they made it through. Mike apologized if his words came out the wrong way. He said he understands the feeling of walking out of those prison doors because he has been incarcerated too. And he said he loves his brothers who are coming home. But that wasn't the only part of the controversy. People were also talking about comments he made about food stamps. He said people need to break the cycle of depending on food stamps generation after generation. He said there are families where the grandmother, mother, and daughter all depend on the system the same way. He said some people use assistance the right way, but others take advantage of it. And again, people took that the wrong way online. Mike Epps explained that his message was about breaking cycles, not attacking people who need help. He said some folks use food stamps correctly because they truly need support. But he also said some people stay on it even when they don't want to improve their situation. He apologized if anyone felt offended, but he also stood strong on the idea that the community should always push for better. Then the conversation took a deeper turn. He talked about the system, power, and how things really work behind the scenes. He talked about the entertainment industry and how everything is controlled. He said no matter how much money you have, no matter what car you drive or what status you think you reached, there are people in higher positions who control everything. He compared it to a plantation, saying that black success in America still sits under a structure that wasn't created by black people. He talked about how even billionaires still depend on the system because the money and the business deals come from people who already control the game. He said if you try to flex on the wrong people, the people who really run things, they can snatch everything back. He said they allow you to get rich, they allow you to have opportunities, but they can take it all away whenever they want. He said that's why some folks only flex on their own community because they can't flex on the bosses who are actually in charge. It was raw. It was real. And a lot of people felt that part because it exposed something deeper than jokes or online drama. At the same time, Urban Politicians TV, run by Big Ant the spokesman, gave more commentary. He broke it all down clearly. He said people have to listen to the full conversation. He explained how the blogs posted short clips and how people reacted without context. He said Mike Epps was talking from personal experience and from a real-life point of view, not trying to disrespect men coming home. He explained that people celebrate everything: graduations, birthdays, weddings, parties, and every milestone in life. Celebrating someone coming home after years in prison is not glorifying the crime. It is simply showing love, support, and relief that a person made it out alive. Many people who come home are not celebrities. They are fathers, brothers, cousins, sons, people the family has not seen in years. But Big Ant also explained another layer. Some people expect too much when they get out. They think their friends or family owe them something. He said that part of Mike's message is correct because sometimes people put unrealistic pressure on others to help them after prison, and that pressure builds problems. He also talked about the food stamp conversation. Big Ant said Mike Epps has a point about breaking cycles, but he also added that every race uses government assistance. He said white people actually make up the biggest number of people on food stamps because they are a larger population. He said the system affects everybody, not just black people. He said the point is not to shame anyone, but to motivate people to reach for more and keep growing. Then Big Ant talked about the deeper part, the entertainment industry, and the plantation comparison. He said Mike Epps wasn't lying. He said many entertainers depend on deals with people who already own the structure. You can be rich, but if the people at the top do not support you, your money can disappear fast. He said the system is designed in a way that keeps real power in certain hands. And that part of the conversation got people talking even more. And that's why this whole situation has layers. It touches prison reform, community support, financial cycles, generational struggles, entertainment industry realities, and how the media twists messages. And this is why it matters that you are still watching, because the deeper we go, the clearer it becomes. Now let's talk about how people reacted after Mike Epps posted his apology. Some people appreciated it. They said he handled it like a man, explained his message, and owned the misunderstanding. Others said he shouldn't have apologized because the message was clear from the start. Some said he needed to phrase it better the first time. And some said it opened a conversation that communities need to have about youth, prison, cycles, and role models. And many people even said this situation proves how the internet takes small clips and turns them into a fight. People forget context. People jump to conclusions. People assume the worst instead of listening to the full message. And that is why Mike Epps had to clear it up himself. But what's important is this. Mike Epps is a comedian, but he has always spoken up for the community. He has always talked about real life, not just jokes. He has always shown love to people coming home, and he said that again in his response. He said he loves his brothers, supports them, and wants them to be successful, but he does not want kids to think prison is something to chase. And honestly, that message matters. Kids today see everything on social media. They see rappers getting out of jail and trending. They see celebrations, parties, music videos, and gifts. And some young minds might get the wrong idea. That is the part Mike Epps was trying to stop. This whole situation also reveals how emotional and sensitive these topics are. Prison affects families deeply. The system affects the black community in a powerful way. The entertainment world affects young people. Money and fame affect how people move. And when one comment touches all of these topics at once, it blows up fast. But if you watched until this point, then you now see the full picture. All the layers, all the emotions, all the perspectives, and all the misunderstandings. Mike Epps wasn't trying to attack anyone. He wasn't trying to disrespect people who serve time. He wasn't trying to shame anybody on food stamps. He was trying to spark a conversation about growth, responsibility, and not letting the youth get confused by social media highlights. And when you look at it that way, everything makes a lot more sense. So now the question becomes, what do you think? Should people celebrate someone coming home? Should the youth be shielded from certain messages? Should community cycles be broken? Should entertainers speak openly about the system they work under? These are conversations that need to be had. If you're still here watching, then salute to you, because this story has layers, emotions, culture, and truth. And the only way to understand it is to watch it all the way through, which you did. Let me know your thoughts below. More videos are coming, more breakdowns, more updates, and more deep conversations. Stay locked in.
Now, as this conversation kept spreading, more people in the culture started adding their voices. Some came from the comedy world, some were from hip-hop, and some were from the everyday community who understood how real this topic is. And the more people talked, the more the message became bigger than just Mike Epps. It became a conversation about the entire system, how we treat each other, how we support our people, and how the youth look at these situations. This is why you need to stay with me until the very end, because this part right here is where it all connects. Think about it. When artists come home, like when big names such as Kodak Black, Bobby Shmurda, or even Little Boosie came home, the whole internet lit up. People were cheering, fans were celebrating, and music videos dropped immediately. But the truth is, people weren't celebrating the crime. They were celebrating the survival. They were celebrating the return of someone they care about, someone whose voice mattered in the culture. And that's something people forget when they judge the reaction. Families celebrate their loved ones every day too. When a brother comes home after 10 years, 20 years, or even 30 years, that family has been waiting for that moment for a long time. They know the pain, they know the letters, they know the visits, they know the worry, and they know how stressful it is wondering if that person is okay. So of course they're going to celebrate. They're celebrating freedom, they're celebrating a second chance, they're celebrating a moment they never thought would come. But at the same time, we have to be honest. The youth watching from the outside don't always understand that context. They don't know the trauma behind prison. They don't know the fear. They don't know the danger. They just see the moment the person comes home and gets love, attention, and celebration. And that's where Mike Epps is saying the mixed message can happen. When he talked about how some kids might see prison as cool, he wasn't lying. We've all seen young kids in the neighborhood looking up to the wrong role models. Kids see rappers talk about the streets, they hear the lyrics, they see the lifestyle, and they think it's the way to go. But what they don't see is the pain behind those choices. They don't see the nights those men cried in their cells. They don't see the years wasted. They don't see the broken families. All they see is the celebration video at the end. And that is why Mike Epps' message mattered, even if it came out the wrong way at first. He was saying, let people come home and feel love, but don't let kids think prison is something to chase. It's a message about responsibility. It's a message about being honest with the next generation. And that message is just as important today as it's ever been. Now, let's talk about the pressure people put on entertainers, especially entertainers like Mike Epps who made it out of the struggle. Some people think that just because you're successful, you owe them something. They think that if they knew you before fame, you're supposed to carry them now. And that's the part Mike Epps talked about when he said people forget the 100 times he said yes, but attack him for the one time he says no. That is real. Many entertainers go through the same thing. Rappers, actors, athletes, they all have stories about people asking for money, asking for help, asking for favors, and getting angry when the answer is no. But what people forget is that entertainers are human. They work hard, they hustle, they grind, and they can't take care of everyone. They can't be responsible for someone else's life choices. And when people come home from prison expecting full support, it creates tension. That's why this conversation is important. Mike wasn't attacking people who come home. He was calling out the pressure and expectations that some people place on others. When he jumped into the plantation conversation, that took it to another level. He said something that a lot of people think but don't say. That no matter how much money a black entertainer has, there is still a system above them controlling the game. Money doesn't erase the structure. Fame doesn't erase the structure. Even billionaires have to play the game with people who already have real power. And that's why he said some folks only flex on their own community because they can't flex on the people who run the system. This part hit a lot of people hard because it's true. It's a conversation about power, control, independence, and what it really means to be successful in America. And when he said that even a billionaire can still be reminded of where they stand, he meant that the money doesn't change the history, the rules, or the system that existed long before anyone alive today was even born. Then we go back to Urban Politicians TV and what Big Ant said. He highlighted how the media controls what stories get pushed and how the narratives get shaped. He said the reason people think black communities only celebrate the wrong things is because the media only spreads the negative stories. They don't show the graduation parties, they don't show the family moments, they don't show the small victories, they don't show the everyday wins. They only show what gets clicks. And Big Ant basically said, we celebrate everything, but only the negative celebrations get attention. And that ties into the bigger message. People outside the culture judge without understanding. Now, let's go deeper into something else, the cycle Mike Epps talked about with food stamps. When he said 3 generations living on food stamps is a problem, he wasn't attacking the people. He was attacking the system. He was saying the system shouldn't keep people stuck. He was saying that families shouldn't feel like they have no way out.
Some people miss that point, but it matters because breaking cycles is part of growing, part of changing, and part of building new opportunities for the youth. But again, the internet reacted fast because when you take a 10-second clip out of a 45-minute conversation, you lose the meaning. And that's why he had to clarify everything himself. This entire situation shows how sensitive people are about topics like prison, poverty, success, and the system. These topics come with pain, they come with history, they come with real-life stories. People lost decades, families suffered, communities struggled, so of course people respond emotionally. But when Mike Epps apologized, it wasn't weakness. It was clarity. It was him being responsible. It was him saying, I understand how you feel, but here's what I meant. And honestly, more people in the spotlight should do that. They should speak directly. They should explain their message. They should stand firm on the truth while still respecting how others feel. Now that we've looked at all angles, the youth, the system, the community, the reactions, the pressure entertainers face, the media, the cycles, the pain, the misunderstanding, and the apology, now the story becomes a lesson. A lesson about how words matter. A lesson about how context matters. A lesson about how the internet can twist things. A lesson about how the youth are always watching. And a lesson about how conversations in the Black community are deep, layered, emotional, and tied to history. If you're still here watching, then you truly understand the importance of breaking things down fully. And trust me, the deeper we go, the more powerful this conversation becomes. So stay tuned, because more stories like this are coming, more breakdowns are coming, and more truth is coming. Let me know your thoughts below.